11 News starts with severe weather Team 11 coverage.
Storm tracker Doppler 11 radar showing a long line of rain moving through. We will get a break from that rain later today, but we'll have more rain for the weekend. Thanks for joining us. I'm Gordon Lesh.
And I'm Catherine Amenta. Let's get right to meteorologist Jessica Faith with her forecast in Severe Weather Center 11.
Yes, so after seeing abundant rainfall all throughout the morning hours, we're finally starting to see some breaks. We see that mainly to the west of Pittsburgh, Butler, and also to the north of Washington. As we look farther off toward the west, where the rain is coming from is shifting off toward the east, and we'll notice that not a whole lot of rain is coming in behind it, so breaks are on the way. And pretty much as we go throughout the day, we'll be decreasing rain coverage, so getting back to drier conditions right before sunset, which could be a pretty nice time to get outside. If you're headed outside right now, maybe about to grab some lunch, still looking dreary, very cloudy, very rainy, even reduced visibility in some spots, including 5-mile visibility right now in Greensburg, Morgantown right now, 3-mile visibility. And again, as we go throughout the day, decreasing our rain chances and even decreasing that cloud cover. So I'm going to break down rain chances for the rest of the day coming up and also give you a sneak peek at your Mother's Day forecast.
To it, Jessica. See you soon. Breaking now, a Pittsburgh area doctor has been indicted by a federal grand jury. 78-year-old John Kyun Sang Lee is accused of illegally distributing painkillers outside of his medical office at Jefferson Pain and Rehab Center on Clairton Boulevard, and not for legitimate medical purposes. He's also accused of defrauding Medicare and Medicaid. Lee has pleaded not guilty. We are working to learn more for Channel 11 News at 5. Also breaking right now, a federal grand jury has indicted the 4 former Minneapolis police officers involved in George Floyd's death. They're accused, along with Derek Chauvin, of violating the man's civil rights as he was restrained during the arrest. Chauvin and 2 of the officers are charged with using excessive force. All 4 are charged with failure to provide Floyd with medical care. Chauvin was also charged in a second indictment stemming from the arrest and neck restraint of a 14-year-old boy 4 years ago.
Flames from a kitchen fire quickly spread to 3 alarms at a restaurant in Pleasant Hills. The restaurant was set to open for breakfast this morning for the first time in more than a year. Channel 11's Alyssa Raymond first followed this during our morning newscast, and since then, she learned just how much damage there is.
This morning at 7, the Pleasant Bar was supposed to start serving breakfast for the first time since the start of the pandemic. But about 3 hours earlier, a fire started here with no one inside. The first firefighters showed up to P-Bar on Old Clairton Road around 4 this morning. This is right off of Route 51 in Pleasant Hills, a staple in the community since 1938. A new owner took over and recently renovated it. One bartender said between that and COVID-19, this is just devastating. Heavy smoke poured out of the roof. Firefighters were able to prevent the fire from spreading to the adjacent businesses. Other than the smell of smoke, Virgin Carpets and Flooring and AR Workshop didn't experience any other significant damage. As for P-Bar, there's significant fire, smoke, and water damage.
It's one of the main bars in the borough. P-Bar, Pleasant Bar. Everybody just calls it the P-Bar. I would say they'll be closed for a while.
As for how the fire started, that's still being looked into. In the meantime, I've been trying to talk with the new owner as well as some of the people who worked here to find out where they go from here. That's all for Channel 11 News at 5. Reporting in Pleasant Hills, Alyssa Raymond, Channel 11 News.
They noticed that there were 2 additional children handcuffed in the back seat.
A simply horrific story we are following this afternoon. One police officer describing it as one of the worst cases of child abuse he has ever seen. A young boy absolutely terrified when his father came to pick him up from school in White Oak. That boy refused to get in their minivan, and the school quickly called police. And police say it only got worse when they questioned those children. Richard Hayes of Mount Oliver and his girlfriend Natasha Bell of Rankin are both facing charges. Police say the couple abused 3 children at this home in White Oak and locked them in that coal cellar for days. The children just 7, 9, and 11. According to police, Hayes went to Francis McClure Elementary School to pick up his 11-year-old son, but they said the boy did not want to get into the minivan. And when Hayes opened the sliding door, teachers say they saw 2 other children handcuffed in the back seat.
I think if it weren't for their realization of the problem, that this would have never been discovered.
Thank goodness for those teachers. CYF is now involved in the case, and the children are in a safe place.
Beaver County Road is back open this afternoon after a bad crash. 2 people were hurt, and part of Route 65 in Baden was closed for hours this morning as the crash was cleared and police investigated. Here's a look at what happened as we watched this morning. You can see them putting a gold-colored car onto a flatbed. It was under a red car that had flipped over. They uprated that and towed it away too. One of the victims was hurt badly enough that they had to be flown to the hospital.
A 6th grader in a small town in Idaho is in police custody today, charged with opening fire in her classroom yesterday. 3 people were injured. NBC's Aaron McLaughlin has the latest on the school shooting.
Well, authorities are not identifying the suspect, saying only that she's a 6th grader. Meanwhile, this is a community in shock, not only at the child's young age, but also at the fact that female school shooters are so rare. Shots rang out at the middle school around 9:15 in the morning. 3 people in total were injured, including a custodian, as well as 2 other students. They are expected to make a full recovery.
So my 8th grader had called me and said that there was an active shooter in the school, that she had heard 3 gunshots right next to her classroom, and that she had heard a friend of hers may have been shot. And then she said, "I love you, I gotta go, bye."
Police say the girl was disarmed by a teacher. Krista Needing's father telling NBC News that she sat the girl down and gave her a tight hug. The girl repeatedly asked Krista to take the gun and kill her. Krista continued to hug her tight until the police came. Now, this is an investigation that is ongoing. They're looking at possible motives. Also reports that the suspect posted a threatening video to TikTok days before the shooting. Aaron McLaughlin, NBC News.
Later this afternoon, attorneys will announce a class action lawsuit for Pennsylvanians whose personal data was exposed during contact tracing. And the company at the center of the suit released a statement today. Target 11 broke this story last week. The data was exposed after people took part in contact tracing through the State Department of Health and its contractor, Insight Global. The suit says the breach allowed the information of tens of thousands of people to be available online. Insight Global says it will need time to look through the lawsuit, but said it's working closely with the state health department, and goes on to say it has taken steps to secure and prevent any further access to information. The lawsuit is set to be announced at 2 o'clock. Watch for coverage tonight at 5 and 6 right here on Channel 11.
Pfizer and biotech now asking the FDA for full approval of their COVID vaccine. The vaccine was granted emergency use authorization back in December for people 16 and older. However, 6 months of data is required for the license application, which is needed for full approval. And if granted, it would be the first vaccine to be fully approved in the country for COVID. Meanwhile, Pfizer could get emergency approval to give their shots to children as young as 12 by next week. And a new poll is finding parents are not that eager to get their children vaccinated. The Kaiser Family Foundation found 3 out of 10 parents said that they will get their kids vaccinated right away. About a third said they would wait to see how it's working out, and 15% said their child will be vaccinated only if their school requires it.
Changes are coming next week at the state labor department. The goal is to help people get their unemployment benefits faster. State leaders say 230 new workers will begin answering calls at the Unemployment Compensation Service Center. Existing staff will shift to work focused on resolving outstanding claims. The debate over federal pandemic unemployment benefits is front and center. Many business owners say that they can't get the help they need because potential workers don't want to lose the benefits. Britt Conway explains that's not the only reason people are not returning to work.
From hotels to restaurants, there may be more customers, but there aren't always enough workers.
We only had 3 people respond to our ads, and none of them showed up.
There are stories like this all over the country in a number of industries. Some have pointed to pandemic unemployment benefits as a possible deterrent.
We're supposed to go hire people to retain them, but at the same time, you're paying unemployment.
And now 2 states are cutting off those benefits early. Montana's governor made the announcement Tuesday, with South Carolina's governor following suit Thursday, saying the benefits take away the incentive to go back to work. Other states could end up doing the same thing, since taking part in pandemic unemployment benefits programs is a state decision. But a White House economic advisor says there are a number of factors playing into this labor shortage. including parents with kids still at home.
It's still the fact that our schools are far from completely open. The virus is still upon the land. There's still hot spots out there. And we've yet to stand up the kind of childcare sector.
And sometimes it's a matter of switching fields, like leaving the restaurant industry.
Yelling at people to put on their masks is not what I want to do every day.
For a 9 to 5. Whatever the reason, the chairman of the Federal Reserve says it won't last long.
We'll come back to this economy where we have, equilibrium between labor supply and labor demand. It may take some months.
I'm Britt Conway reporting.
Well, tomorrow is opening day at Kennywood after that shortened season last year and a lot of guests staying home because of COVID. The park officials are hoping this is their big comeback year. Channel 11's Mike Holden got a sneak peek at what you'll see.
A Pittsburgh staple is back. Kennywood reopens for the season on Saturday in a COVID-19 safe setting. Park officials told us they've been working overtime to perfect this process, and they can't wait for you to join in the fun. A team of staff has been working behind the scenes for months to safely reopen the park. The state says Kennywood can now operate at 75% occupancy. Social distancing, spacing out lines, directional arrows, and masks will play a crucial role. The only time you don't need to wear one is when you're eating or drinking or on a water ride. For safety reasons, the kids' play zone and Noah's Ark will remain closed. The park does have a system in place where you can choose to reserve tickets and RSVP online, but that's not mandatory. And finally, high traffic areas will be constantly cleaned around the clock. Park officials say overall, this is an exciting time.
It feels great to be able to welcome guests back and start our season like we should, like we usually do in the beginning of May. You don't take that for granted after last year. So to just have the park opening back up, have more operating days to look ahead to, more attractions, more fun, more people to visit us, it's all very exciting.
And temperature checks are now a thing of the past, and Kennywood officials told us they won't be asking folks if they've been vaccinated. In the meantime, we're now checking in with them and asking them about the newest measures in place, plus some new attractions that you can look forward to for Channel 11 News starting at 5 o'clock tonight. Reporting from Kennywood, Mike Holden, Channel 11 News.
Will we see fireworks over the city of Pittsburgh on the 4th of July? We talk with the mayor about the big decision.
And more hurdles to jump. The local summer camp being forced to turn kids away.
And the rain could be a hurdle for your Mother's Day weekend. I'm breaking down rain chances coming up next.
From Memorial Day parades to car festivals, some big summer events are coming back after COVID-19, but not every event is coming back. Channel 11's Jillian Hartman is learning how local communities are making those decisions.
I'm excited that it's coming back. I mean, it's a good return to normalcy.
Kayla Napower is looking forward to taking her girls to the Butler Memorial Day Parade this year after being canceled last year due to COVID.
It's uplifting to know that we're going to be able to pay the respects to those who gave us our freedoms.
The parade will be in downtown Butler. Folks will be able to line up and down Main Street to watch. However, no local high schools or bands will be in the parade.
A lot of the first responders will be participating in the parade. A lot of the veteran organizations will still be participating in the parade.
Afterwards, a ceremony will take place in Diamond Park to outline the importance of Memorial Day. Most state mitigation orders will be lifted on May 31st, yet folks still have to be masked up.
I'm hoping to get the same participation that we normally get in the past.
Also, the Big Butler Fair is returning this summer, and its fireworks display on the 4th of July, which Napower's kids are really excited about.
The celebration of our nation, right? It's patriotic, and to be able to actually take part in it and pass it on to the little ones and have them enjoy it.
Up in Lawrence County, Newcastle pushed back its fireworks festival to the fall. Elwood City canceled its festival this year, but will still have 4th of July fireworks. Beaver plans to hold its 4th of July concert at the Beaver Gazebo. As for Canonsburg, its July 4th celebration will be moved to Saturday, July 3rd, since Independence Day falls on a Sunday this year.
We also learned the Beaver Memorial Day Parade is back this year. So is the Memorial Day celebration in Cranberry Township and Richland Township. For more information on all these big events, you can head over to our website at WPXI.com.
And the 4th of July celebration could return to Pittsburgh this summer. Mayor Bill Pizzuto tells us his office has started talking about what it would look like, but planning is still in the very early stages.
Right now, our office is starting the plans to have a 4th of July celebration this year. I think that could be sort of the kickoff of being able to recognize that things are getting back to normal.
We will let you know as soon as any plans are announced. Speaking of the mayor's office, you can see the 4 candidates in the mayoral primaries this weekend. They will be debating right here on Channel 11 this weekend. Channel 11 news anchor Lisa Sylvester will moderate the debate Sunday morning at 8 a.m. on WPXI and WPXI Now. It's presented by WPXI, the Black Political Empowerment Project, and 22 of its community partner organizations.
Lawmakers from both sides of the aisle want to use millions of dollars in COVID relief money for hospitals. But it's not just COVID problems that they want to use it for. A bipartisan group of state lawmakers have unveiled the Pennsylvania HEROES Act. It would take $650 million in federal COVID funding to create a grant program to help hospitals statewide. The money could be used for everything from equipment upgrades to counseling for staff.
It's an opportunity for each member hospital, including Mon Valley, to identify their highest priority needs and show the Commonwealth how they will be advancing health care.
Sponsors are expected to introduce the bill next week, and we'll keep you updated on its progress.
Hershey's voluntarily recalling its chocolate shell topping syrup. The bottles were incorrectly filled with Heath shell topping, which is made of almonds, and that would put people with a nut allergy at risk. So if you bought that topping after April 15th, you should check your bottle to see if it's included in the recall.
Your severe weather Team 11 forecast.
If you're still looking for a good gift for mom, maybe a good umbrella, rain jacket, rain boots, maybe, especially if you're going to be out and about this Mother's Day weekend because she'll need it, including this midday. We're still looking at a lot of rain. Here's some good news. The good news is the rain is pushing out of here. It came in from the west, is moving toward the east. We're already starting to see plenty of breaks, but still holding on to a few heavier downpours. Checking that out right now. Some heavy downpours right around Katanning and also to the south of Katanning, mostly to the east of Butler. So those showers will continue to decrease in coverage. Look at this afternoon around 5:30 for your evening commute. Not only are we losing the rain chances, but also losing a good bit of cloud cover, allowing even more sunshine in as we go later into the evening hours. So even right before sunset, this would really be a really great time to head outside. We're looking at a good break here, allowing some sunshine in but another system moves through, allowing more rain to come back into the area later tonight into tomorrow morning. Not a washout by any means, but we're going to hold on to a few spotty showers throughout the day on Saturday, especially during the first half of the day. Starting this afternoon around 1 p.m., still holding on to just a few showers, and then we get into the 50s. It's going to be a cool day. As a matter of fact, coming up in the next half hour, stick with us. I'm going to break down the temperature forecast and also talk about averages and let you know just how much lower we are than the average and how long that's going to last. So stick with us for that. As far as the rain, not going to last with us. Actually, again, getting back to the sunshine, still a cool day. So if you are going to be headed out with mom later this evening, make sure she has a nice jacket in hand because temperatures will only be in the lower 50s, which is quite unusual for this time of year. Look at Mother's Day weekend. Again, isolated showers for Saturday, so you can get outside, out and about on Saturday, maybe dodging just a few showers. Make sure to have our WPXI weather app in hand so you can track those showers right on the radar and know where it is raining and when is the best time to head outside, because it'll kind of be hit and miss throughout the day. Abundant rainfall for Sunday and also a pretty chilly day with highs only getting into the lower 50s. So we're talking about some pretty cool temperatures as we head into Mother's Day weekend. Now we try to warm up as we go into the new work week. A few remaining showers to start the day on Monday, drying out on Tuesday. Temperatures coming on up, still not where we should be, with highs only in the upper 50s at 58 degrees.
A downtown street shutting down, but not for road work. What the city is doing to kickstart recovery.
And have you seen this yet? A lawmaker caught zooming through town. Why he says he wasn't putting anyone in danger when he showed up to their Zoom meeting while driving. Wait until you see this. Up next.
Pittsburgh police need help finding the people who tagged the Andy Warhol Museum with spray paint. The department's graffiti squad released this video. They say it shows two people spray painting the museum back on April 13th. Detectives believe the pair are working together to deface properties. Other graffiti has been found in central Oakland. One is leaving the tag demo It's not clear what the other tag says.
A Pittsburgh man is facing more charges after police say he stole from the Walmart in Fraser 5 times. According to our partners at the Trib, Albert Swoop was arrested on Saturday when he showed up at the Pittsburgh Mills Walmart. There was already a warrant out for his arrest. Police say he took $2,500 worth of items. In 2019, Swoop was arrested at the Macy's at South Hills Village. Police say there he tried to steal more than $1,300 worth of merchandise. A new tool on Twitter asks us if we should post a mean tweet. Think about it. A tool detects insults, strong language, or hateful remarks, and it asks us to reconsider if we truly want to send that tweet for the world to see. Twitter has been testing this for a while, and they said people decided not to tweet that mean thought about a third of the time.
A state senator from Ohio is making headlines. He pretended he was in his office on a Zoom call when the video shows, in fact, that he was on the road. Senator Andrew Brenner is first seen sitting in the driver's seat of his car right there, and he turns off the camera, and when he returns, all of a sudden, he's in his car, and he's got the seatbelt on there. The Zoom background, though, makes it look like he was in office, but clearly you could see the seatbelt. And he's looking around a lot, looking at traffic. You can tell what he's looking at. Brenner defended his move, saying he was paying attention to the road and not the video, and he added that he was parked during most of the meeting.
What do you say about that? What do you say about this forecast? We're looking quite soggy, but if you do want to take mom out, Saturday may be your day. I'll tell you why coming up after the break.
And just as things start to open up again, a local summer camp is turning kids away. What is forcing them to cut programs? Welcome back. A live look at radar showing, yep, you guessed it, another line of rain showers. We will get a break from the rain later today, but then it could dampen your plans for the weekend.
Yeah, let's head back over to meteorologist Jessica Faith, tracking it all for us today. Jess?
Yeah, so we're already starting to see some breaks as the rain moves off toward the east. We're kind of breaking up the rainfall and getting a look at where we're seeing some breaks. We're seeing plenty off toward the west here. So in portions of Washington County, even Allegheny County, Butler County, even our friends in Venango County seeing some breaks, even a few breaks there in Lawrence County. So we're headed in the right direction as far as trying to get rid of the rain as we go throughout the rest of the day. If only our temperatures would get with the program, because we're quite cool this midday. I mean, we're in the low to mid 40s, upper 40s in Greensburg, at 48 degrees, also in Indiana. And it is much cooler than this time yesterday. Beaver, you are 10 degrees cooler than this time yesterday. Pittsburgh, 7 degrees colder. So I'm going to break down your temperature forecast as we go throughout the rest of the day into Mother's Day, and also talk more about your Mother's Day forecast. I'm also going to break down rain chances and let you know the best time to get outside.
Yeah, it's been hard. A lot of people plan really far in advance to spend a summer at camp.
The nationwide labor shortage is putting a strain on summer camps. Some camps have had to cancel or not even open at all. Channel 11's Serafina James shows us the tough decision one camp in Beaver County had to make.
YMCA Camp Conakry tells me in order to welcome all of their kids back this summer, they'll need at least 50 counselors. But since that isn't likely to happen by the end of June, they're making some changes, including reducing capacity and cutting some programs. Right now, the 550 acres of Camp Conakry Spencer is quiet, but in a few weeks, the 95-year-old Beaver County property will be welcoming back kids. But sadly, it won't be their usual 450 campers.
A lot of people were counting on us.
This year, Camp Conakry Spencer had to turn some kids away.
Due to the national labor shortage, we are not able to hire the number of staff that we usually would.
The camp needs to hire an additional 20 support staff and 50 counselors. According to Allison Fisk, the camp's executive director, every additional 2 counselors hired can accommodate 48 more campers. But now, because of the shortage, the camp must operate at 50% capacity.
We didn't operate last year, which discontinues that staffing. We don't have the counselors in training from last year to come this year. We don't have returning staff from last year. And a lot of international staff are unable to attend because the embassies are closed in their countries.
For now, sessions for children in 2nd through 8th grade are a go. Younger campers will be re-registered in the order in which they originally signed up until the camp reaches their capacity limit. But for teenagers, they'll receive a full refund.
We are doing our best to serve as many campers as possible by running only 1-week programs, but I'm sure there will be some disappointed families.
In Beaver County, Serafina James, Channel 11 News.
The camp is definitely hiring, and more staff members means more campers. So if you're interested in applying, we have that information on our website right now at WPXI.com.
A group of Republican lawmakers have introduced a bill that would ban Pennsylvania from requiring vaccine passports. If approved, it would prevent the state, counties, municipalities, or school districts from requiring proof of a COVID vaccine. The group introduced the bill in an attempt to stop fears over privacy concerns and government overreach, but some Democrats argue just having this discussion is damaging to the ultimate goal of getting everyone vaccinated. Governor Wolf's office has said they have no plans to require vaccine passports.
The IRS announcing changes to the program that will send monthly checks to some parents. The payments will begin in July and continue until the end of the year. Under the American Rescue Plan Act, millions of parents will be eligible to receive an increased credit for their 2021 income tax return. That plan will allow half of the credit to be taken in advance. So normally a child tax credit is taken when taxes are filed for the previous year's income. And here's what parents can expect. $350 a month for parents of children up to 6 years old, and $300 a month for parents of children between 6 and 17. Income eligibility ranges from $75,000 a year to $150,000. We have the full breakdown for you at WPXI.com. Nearly 1 million people signed up for the Affordable Care Act during the first 10 weeks of a special enrollment period. The enrollment numbers are more than twice the number who sign up during that same period over the past 2 years. During that time, enrollment is limited to people who lost their jobs or had other major life-altering events. Sign-ups are open through August 15th.
Last month's expected hiring boom was a bust. Channel 11's Jacqueline Fell is digging into the April jobs report out today from Washington.
Hiring was a huge letdown last month. Economists were predicting 1 million new jobs. Instead, U.S. labor data shows a much less than expected 266,000 jobs. The unemployment rate rose slightly to 6.1%. There are still about 8 million fewer jobs than there were last February before the coronavirus crisis began. One bright spot, education jobs are coming back as children return to in-school learning. Travel and hospitality industries are also beginning to recover. Spending at hotels, restaurants, and on air travel are ticking up. Recently, claims of labor shortages and the inability to fill new job openings have been increasing, though it's unclear whether these reflect temporary growing pains or a longer-term problem. Many Americans aren't getting off the sidelines yet due to childcare, health, and healthcare concerns. In Washington, Jacqueline Fell, Channel 11 News.
Dollar stores are booming. The 3 chains make up nearly half of all new stores that have opened up this year in the U.S. According to Coresight Research, Dollar General, Dollar Tree, and Family Dollar make up about 45% of the nearly 3,600 store openings this year. Discount stores were growing before the pandemic, but economists say the tough financial times only sped things up.
Pennsylvania is keeping pace for a budget surplus this fiscal year. Our Butler radio partners took a closer look at the numbers from April, and they found collections totaled more than $4 billion. And that's about $28 million more than the state was expecting. Personal income tax collection does remain down. Revenue officials say that's a result of this year's extension on the tax filing deadline, which, don't forget, was pushed to May 17th.
One of the state's biggest labor unions is asking U.S. Steel to reconsider its decision to cancel more than $1 billion in upgrades in the Mon Valley. The company announced the cancellation last week. We've learned the AFL-CIO sent a letter to U.S. Steel saying, in part, "We hope that you would reconsider this devastating decision and continue to stand shoulder to shoulder with a community who wants manufacturing, who needs manufacturing for another 100 years.
Well, a very special honor for the late wife of late Steelers chairman Dan Rooney. A fountain in the middle of Allegheny Commons was dedicated to Patricia Rooney yesterday. Those who knew her say this park was her passion, and she even spearheaded a restoration of this fountain. It's beautiful. Patricia Rooney passed away in January. And the wait for a new statue of Abraham Lincoln in Wilkinsburg is almost over. According to the Trib, Lincoln will be installed in June. The 400-pound bronze statue was unveiled in late February, and it will replace an old statue that stood for over a century. It will be at the intersection of Penn Avenue and Ardmore Boulevard. A Penn Hills native designed the new statue.
If you like to take naps, and who doesn't, we've got a job for you. The company paying people to sleep.
And school buses could be getting a big makeover, the healthier electric option that some advocates would like to see. Welcome back on this Friday afternoon. Many high school seniors made their college choice, and now they're putting together their financial plan. But it just doesn't have to be student loans. There are scholarships and grants out there, or maybe the school is offering the most help.
Given our global pandemic times, they have to remain attractive not only academically, but also financially.
Experts say to also tap other resources like talking to your high school counselor, using your network of family and friends because their employers may offer scholarships, and do your research online.
A plan in Washington would have kids getting to school in electric-powered buses. Included in the President Biden's infrastructure package is a proposal to switch at least 1/5 of the school bus fleet from diesel to electric. There are also standalone bills that would create grant programs for school districts to electrify their buses. 94% of school buses currently run on diesel. Environmental, public health, and child advocates say research shows breathing diesel fumes can put kids at risk.
That hurts students' health and academic performance, particularly for students with asthma and other respiratory conditions.
Until recently, the battery technology just wasn't there to switch buses over to electric, but it is now.
We're still seeing rain on the radar, but the rain is pushing out. But this is not the end of the story. We have more rain on the way for Mother's Day weekend. I'm breaking down rain chances coming up.
And a downtown street is shutting down, but not for road work. What the city is doing to try to kickstart the recovery. Stay with us. The state is lifting COVID restrictions at the end of the month, but it could take a lot more to get Pittsburgh back on the path to recovery. And it will take some out-of-the-box thinking.
One of the big issues is getting people to return to downtown businesses. Channel 11's Gabriella DeLuca found out how shutting down a section of Fort Duquesne Boulevard could do just that.
For the next 5 months, these lanes on Fort Duquesne Boulevard won't look like traffic lanes. Instead, it will be turned into a pop-up park called Allegheny Overlook. Starting Monday, things will look a lot different on this stretch of Fort Duquesne Boulevard. There won't be traffic and backups. You'll see eating, live music, and enjoying a new space called Allegheny Overlook.
It's really nice that they're trying to get the community together and be around each other more, even though it's outside and safe distance.
It's an effort by the city and Pittsburgh Downtown Partnership to host events and activities to bring people downtown. Plus, eat and shop at all the nearby local businesses that have suffered so much during the pandemic. Tyrone Turner, who works at Joe and Pie Cafe, says it could make a huge difference.
A lot of businesses have been missing out on a lot of money. Our business has been filing for a lot of grants and stuff to get more business. So it's good to hear that they're bringing more people down. We can all make more money.
A spokesperson for the city says Allegheny Overlook will be COVID-friendly. There will be a performance space, activities, a conference room, plus food and restrooms. And performances during the Three Rivers Arts Festival will be held in the space. Downtown employees like Turner hope people stop in their business while visiting the new park.
It'll be good to see a lot of people walking around downtown again and a lot of different new faces coming around. We have a lot of repeating customers, so we want to see new people come in.
The 2 lanes will be closed through the first week of October. Reporting in downtown Pittsburgh, Gabriella DeLuca, Channel 11 News.
In addition, there's also a new campaign to bring more tourism to Pittsburgh. Visit Pittsburgh, launching a new marketing campaign called Only in Pittsburgh. The campaign highlights attractions and sites you can only see right here at home, like the Andy Warhol Museum, the Inclines, of course, and the Great Allegheny Passage. Meanwhile, the Pittsburgh Cultural Trust is laying out its plan to return to the stage. The first performance from the Broadway program will be The Band's Visit in October at the Benningham Center. That was the production that was forced to close halfway through its run last year. There are 7 other shows planned through next May, including Hamilton. And in the Big Apple, Broadway will reopen in September. Restrictions will be lifted later this month, but theater owners say they will need several weeks of preparation time. Around 100,000 people are still out of a job in the industry.
Your severe weather Team 11 forecast.
We're pretty cloudy, soggy, and chilly this midday to wrap up your work week. As you head outside, make sure to grab a jacket. Winds coming in from the northwest at 9 miles per hour. The high for today will be 54 degrees. The average high for this time of year, 70 degrees. So that's about a 16-degree difference there. And we're going to hold on to temperatures in the 50s as we go throughout the rest of this week into this weekend, Mother's Day weekend. Mother's Day, I'm only getting into the lower 50s, and even as we start the new work week on Monday with a high of 56 degrees. So the cool air is sticking around for some time. The rain has been sticking around through the first half of the day. Now we're finally starting to see some breaks in the rain here. We see a pretty good chunk of dry conditions there in Butler County, getting more breaks here in Allegheny County, Washington County, even toward Venango County. We have more where that comes from. As the rain continues to move off toward the east, we'll continue to dry out across the area today. Let's look ahead to Mother's Day, because this is our next best chance for rain coming in a pretty big way, increasing through the morning hours into the afternoon, into the evening hours, where we'll see widespread showers during the second half of the day. I'm going to time that out right now in Storm Tracker, so you may want to see if you do have plans on Sunday when rain will impact your area. So by 5 a.m., rain will be pushing on in, and as we go into the first half of the day, let's say morning hours, 8 a.m., maybe just starting to get up, grabbing that first cup of coffee, not starting to see a whole lot of rain by this time. Some rain will be pushing in, maybe a few spotty showers, but rain chances greatly increase as we head into the second half of the day. So let's say late morning hours into the early afternoon by 12 p.m. All of us seeing rain by this time. Widespread showers will be in place. We're going to keep the rain rolling, even seeing heavier downpours into the afternoon hours. So we're going to keep the high rain chance through the evening hours as well. So here's Sunday night. We're going to keep this rain as we go throughout the nighttime hours into your Monday morning as well. So even as we head into the new work week, holding on to some rain chances, mainly for the first half of the day. And temperatures, again, staying on the cool side. Overnight lows will be cool as well, even in the 30s for the overnight lows Monday night and Tuesday night. But at least by Tuesday, we're trying to increase our highs. towards 60 degrees, and by Tuesday, mix of sun and clouds, finally back to completely dry conditions on Tuesday. Temperatures pushing near 60 with a high of 58 degrees.
Thanks, Jessica. While most restaurants have been struggling, pizza shops are having a year. New nationwide analysis from ZenReach found a 27% increase in pizza restaurant foot traffic in the first 4 months of the year. And Papa John says it's hanging on to the momentum it saw at the start of the pandemic, even as the country reopens for business. North American sales rose by more than 26% last quarter.
Hey, you ever notice that there's a huge difference between just hanging around outside and making it an event? You know what that difference is? A bonfire. This is a bonfire that can go anywhere you go. It's this fabulous concept called City Bonfires, and I think it's so much fun. So number one, it's a real bonfire. I mean, look at this. This is going, and I have to say the whole surface is a bonfire. This is something where the wind has been gusting. It hasn't blown it out. This is actually going to be something that gives heat as well. So my hands feel really nice right now. And it is done with a food-safe soy wax, so it's FDA cleared, so you can actually roast marshmallows on it. So, you know, sometimes you're sitting outside, you want to have the family out, you want to have friends over, you want to enjoy your time outside, but you're kind of just sitting around. Oh my gosh, this centers it. This makes it. This is what gives everyone an activity, something to do. This is what's going to make it an event. You can get s'mores kits. You can roast marshmallows. This is what makes it an absolutely fabulous evening. We've all been cooped up. We all want to get outside. The weather's going to be nice. You're going to want to just kind of spend time outside on the patio. You're going to want to take it when you go camping. Oh, it's a great hostess gift. There's so many great things you're going to do with this. Now, number one, I love the fire, but I also love the s'mores kits. Look at the size of that marshmallow. Have you ever seen anything like it? And P.S. and by the way, now you can roast them from a safe distance. Love that. S'mores kit, big marshmallows, bonfire, check. Localsteals.com, there's all kinds of options, and they're 38 to 50% off. If you're saying, I want to make an evening into an event, I want something all the kids are going to want to join in, I want something every age is going to love, there's nothing better than an absolutely fabulous evening with City Bonfires.
NASCAR unveiling its next generation of race cars. There are 3 versions, a Chevy, a Ford, and a Toyota. They all have flat underfloors. I'm told that makes them more aerodynamic. They also have bigger wheels and better onboard technology. The cars will debut on the track next year. And Pittsburgh getting a new museum all about space. Space robotics company Astrobotic announcing the Moonshot Museum. It's under construction at the company's headquarters on the north side, just a few blocks from Heinz Field. It's expected to open next summer in 2022. And this is neat. It will even show you their assembly area where spacecrafts are being built for moon missions.
Very interesting. Cartoonists behind newspaper comic strips are celebrating No Pants Day, all to help charity. You'll notice that more than 24 of your favorite characters are going to be without their trousers. Artists are urging readers to donate clothing to thrift and secondhand stores hard hit by COVID-19. How about this? The perfect job for people who love taking naps. Who doesn't love to take a nap? Each night, a mattress review site is looking for 5 people who they will pay to sleep. If picked, you'll take part in a variety of experiments to see if napping helps with fatigue, memory, and productivity.
I bet it does. That's all for Channel 11 News at noon. Our next newscast is tonight at 5.
Thanks for joining us and have a great day.